Ukraine is keeping the pressure on Russian aggressors, and Ukrainian forces launched another large-scale overnight drone assault targeting multiple Russian-occupied territories and military sites deep inside Russia. The strikes caused widespread disruption, fires, and casualties, according to both Ukrainian and Russian sources. Reports indicate that a significant wave of Ukrainian UAVs flew over the occupied cities of Enerhodar and Berdyansk, heading southward toward Crimea and east into the Kuban region. While the full scope of damage remains unconfirmed, the scale of the operation marks a notable escalation in Ukraine's strategic targeting depth. In occupied Melitopol, a key logistical hub for Russian forces, Ukrainian drones reportedly knocked out the city's power grid entirely. The blackout underscores Ukraine's continued emphasis on targeting critical infrastructure in occupied areas. Further east, in Russia's Voronezh region, drones struck the Borisoglebsk Aviation Training Center, part of the Borisoglebsk Air Base, which houses Russian fighter aircraft. According to preliminary reports from Russian military-affiliated Telegram channels, 2 military personnel were killed in the strike. While no equipment damage has been confirmed, the attack represents one of the few known direct hits on an active Russian military facility inside Russia. In southern Ukraine, the Russian-installed governor of the occupied Kherson region, Volodymyr Saldo, reported that falling drone debris hit a newly constructed power substation in the Henichesk district. The damage left over 150 settlements without power, affecting more than 104,000 residents and at least 44 critical infrastructure sites. Backup power systems have since been activated to support essential services. Satellite data from NASA's FIRMS system confirmed a fire at the Tikhoretsk military airfield in Krasnodar Krai, which hosts the 627th Training Aviation Regiment. The blaze reportedly occurred near newly constructed hangars, though the extent of the damage is not yet clear. Meanwhile, in St. Petersburg, a fire erupted at the pigment paint factory following a series of loud explosions reported by local residents. Authorities have yet to comment on the cause of the fire, but its timing in the wake of the drone wave has fueled speculation about a possible connection. This coordinated drone offensive highlights Ukraine's growing capability to strike deep behind Russian lines, both in occupied territories and within Russia's own borders. It also reflects Kyiv's persistent efforts to degrade Russian military capacity and disrupt logistics ahead of what many analysts anticipate could be a renewed summer counteroffensive. As both sides continue to rely heavily on UAVs for reconnaissance and attack missions, the intensity and reach of such strikes are expected to increase. An explosion rang out at the Zavolzhsky motor plant at night, causing a large-scale fire. According to preliminary data, a truck with a tank exploded. One person was injured with burns. In the Russian Nizhny Novgorod region, an explosion occurred at the Zavolzhsky motor plant on the night of June 3rd, after which a powerful fire broke out. This is reported by UNN with reference to local public pages. According to SHOT, one man is known to have been injured. He has severe burns. A strong explosion was heard from the ZMZ side, and a glow from the fire was visible. Preliminary, a truck with a tank that was on the territory of the plant exploded. The flames quickly spread to the production workshop, writes the media. Later, it became known that the explosion and ignition of the truck with the tank occurred in a workshop with chemicals. Then the flames quickly spread to the roof of the workshop. The Zavolzhsky motor plant specializes in the production of automobile gasoline and diesel engines. After a large-scale SBU Operation Cobweb, there is an increasing concern in Russian society about the safety of vehicles, in particular trucks. According to media reports, a mass inspection of trucks has begun throughout the Russian Federation, resulting in huge traffic jams on the highways. Video footage shows an overview of Russia's Belaya Air Base in Irkutsk region. The timing of the recording, during or after the reported strike, remains unclear. Many strategic bombers appear intact, though heavy smoke obscures parts of the base, possibly hiding damaged or destroyed aircraft. Satellite images confirm at least 7 Tu-bombers were destroyed at Belaya Air Base, and possibly one more. First satellite images confirmed the destruction of several strategic bombers following an SBU strike. According to analysts, visible damage includes 3 Tu-95 MS bombers destroyed, one Tu-95 MS bomber possibly damaged, and 4 Tu-22M3 bombers destroyed. The U.S. did not provide Ukraine with any intelligence for the planning of Operation Pavutina, targeting Russian military sites, CBS News senior White House reporter Jennifer Jacobs reports. All intel was gathered independently by Ukraine. Zelensky was not briefed by U.S. officials. The Russian delegation has very somber faces during Istanbul Yalks. I've added the probable reason for that to the video. What do you think? They are probably thinking, will anyone say something about the freaking elephant in the room? Russia didn't want the U.S. at the Istanbul talks. Back in May, they insisted Americans weren't allowed in the room. We don't get why it matters so much to them. We think the U.S. should be there. What are they hiding? That's the real question, said Ukrainian Foreign Ministry's Georgy Taiki.
For Ukraine, it is critically important to involve the United States of America and European partners in the process. We believe they should be part of the peace efforts. That is why this morning, First Deputy Minister Serhiy Kislitsky and advisor to the head of the President's office, Alexander Bers, met with representatives from the United Kingdom, Germany and Italy, with whom they discussed and coordinated positions before this meeting. In other words, what is our agenda? How are we going to achieve it? What strategies? This meeting and beyond, outside this meeting, it was a very good, friendly conversation with our partners to coordinate efforts, so they would also be aware of the process or how everything is happening. Regarding the American side, at the first meeting in Istanbul in May, the Russians insisted that the Americans not be present in the room. We do not understand why. For them, it is critical. In our opinion, the Americans should be present in the room, but the Russians insisted that they should not be there. What they are hiding is a question for them. I think they should be asked what they are afraid to show the Americans. And similarly, at this meeting, it was also a Russian demand that the American side not be present. Therefore, the host party is present. The host party is Turkish, to whom we are, by the way, grateful for providing the venue, organizing and their role in the peace process.
Russian propagandists plan to divide up Europe with President Trump. They also say they created Belgium and the Netherlands. Remember, this is not a drunken pub conversation between several men. This is broadcast on Russian TV.
And why doesn't he like my brilliant plan? Look. So, Trump takes Canada and Greenland?
And Greenland is 98% of Denmark, right? So there is no other option. He will have to take Denmark as well?
Norway.
Sweden, and then we already took Finland. So Kazakh, we carefully take what's ours there. Next, we carve out like a fillet for him where his military bases are in Germany. We say, okay, this is for you. Here's your Wagyu, right? No, that's it. Take it, please. Wagyu, right? Go ahead. Take it.
Italy. Sorry, I can't. The north is still Como, right?
I must do everything already. So this is for us too. Greece should be included there as well. What if we give you Greece? Prussia. No, that's a must, yes. So here we carefully say, we will return everything to the Americans. Look, here.
How beautifully you do everything. So big, so big. I think it's very elegant. Very elegant. This time we separately make Vengrave Austria, unite it.
And when we finish, we'll wipe the sweat from our brows and say, phew, by the way, we don't need Switzerland at all. I'm afraid that, in the end, we'll say, it didn't work out. That's also an option.
Well, because why really? Well, Europe doesn't take care of itself, especially since we thought of Belgium. And not only, yes, the Netherlands too. So we need to be careful. Well, what? Well, you know, guys, we didn't succeed. You see it yourselves. Tell the Europeans, why are you upset? Don't be offended.
You can't!
Swiss-German GCS 200 demining machines are serving Ukraine in the south of the country. These machines are operated remotely and can be equipped with interchangeable tools, such as a flail, a cultivator, or a manipulator, depending on the specific task. Their primary targets are anti-personnel mines like the PMN-1 and PMN-2, which have been widely scattered across agricultural land. The GCS-200 enables safe restoration of fields for use. Just a few months after clearance, the land can be replanted. The machine is adapted to Ukrainian conditions and is actively used in areas where manual demining poses a high risk.
Вітаю, друзі! Це Армія ТВ, і ми працюємо на Херсонщині. Ми завітали до 808-ї Дністровської окремої бригади підтримки. І зараз якраз ви бачите, як бійці бригади проводять розмінування.
Машина GCS S200 розміновує непогано, пропусків не було. Машина зробила полоску, я йшов ззаді вже машини, обнаружив МВЧ, міну. З нами працювала ще також група саперів, що вони підійшли, попробували кішкою, а вона детонувала. Потім вони обійшли квадрат ще, то там знайшли ще 5 мін. Під ТМ-кою був сюрприз міна МЛ-8. Мінують вони гарно. Десь шахматним порядком, десь просто розкладають.
Розкажіть, чому саме такий навісний інструмент ви використовуєте?
За рік часу я зрозумів деякі нюанси цієї роботи, цієї техніки, і мені простіше працювати із цепним тралом. Є і друге навісне оборудовання до кожного комплексу. Є екскаватор, є лопата, яка може горнути, і є ківш із сіткою, тобто, щоб просівати пісок. Такий високий процент збереження життя його оператора, тому що працюємо на відстані, і вона знешкоджує саме небезпечно – це розтяжки.
Як процес керування сам відбувається? Як ви управляєте? Ви можете показати, що саме ви робите за пультом?
Для початку тут є кнопка, яка блокує всю машину.
Угу.
Я її відпускаю, машина розблокована. Потім треба здійснити з'єднання із машиною. Нажимаємо двічі кнопку, воно відбувається з'єднання і машина дає сигнал. І потім машину заводимо. І все через ЛС. Тобто техніка безпеки в цьому пульту на першому місці. Тобто, якщо в тебе не задіяні дві руки, ти завести його не зможеш. І робити на ньому не можеш.
На яку дистанцію ви повинні відійти від машини, щоб це було безпечно для вас?
Мінімальна – це дистанція 200 метрів. Максимальна – це залежить також від погодних умов, від вітру, від дощу. Процес керування він не складний, більш складний процес обслуговування машини.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.